All right. So, here's our team. Flygon, aka Zygarde, with the Choice Scarf here. He got buffed in this game, so he's very good. We have Medicham. Medicham is bold. He's minus attack, so unfortunately, there are some things that we're going to have to play around because he's almost min attack, but Medicham has pure power and a ridiculous buffed attack stat. So Medicham is incredible. He's our second entry into the Elite Four team. Third is Kingler, honoring Bannister that came before her. Cloth, a beast. Cloth has a plus attack nature. Cloth is steel type in this game. Cloth has sheer force, not battle armor, but it's okay because we're not going to get crit. Number 4 is Iron Hands the Slacking. Just having a normal type is really good for this Elite Four because of Shauntal and baiting fighting moves, etc., etc. Number 5, Togedemaru, the sassy, sturdy Magnezone. Not levitate, that would be nice, but sturdy is useful too for some if we slip up. Basically, this is a Volt Switch bot, slow Volt Switch bot. He's pretty good, but he's gonna do his best here to help the team out in whatever way he can. And last, but of course not least, is Mimikyu, the Ghost Dark type Banette with Insomnia. This thing bodies Caitlyn and is pretty good for the rest of the Elite Four. So this is our team of 6. All we have to do is beat 4 Elite Four members because in Black and White, you can leave the Elite Four and come back and change your team before the champion fight. All right. So, Caitlyn leads with a Drowsy, which seems weird, right? I don't know what the lore behind this is, but Drowsy is extremely good in this game for some reason. It's got 100 HP, 100 defense, and 110 special defense. It also has Dark Void, Magic Bounce, all sorts of crazy stuff going on. And this one happens to have an Eviolite. Unfortunately, for Drowsy, Mimikyu kind of hard walls this Drowsy because the only thing it can do is use Dark Pulse. It can't Dark Void me, it can't put me to sleep, and it can't Miss Ball, so it has to go Dark Pulse. It may attempt to go for a Dark Void, which is fine. If it does that, all we're going to do is we're going to start with a Shadow Force here. Tried to Dark Pulse, that's fine. Dark Pulse is 18 to 22% to Mimikyu. Ideally, it doesn't crit, but even if it does, it's fine. Shadow Force plus Knockoff is enough to get the kill here. Always. So we don't have to worry about it recovering. This way, we can ensure that it doesn't hit us with multiple Dark Pulses. It just does the one Dark Pulse, and now we click Knockoff, and Drowsy is dead. That's one down. This is now very conveniently going to bait in Jinx. Jinx dies to a Sucker Punch. Bye, Jinx. Bye, Jinx. See you later, Chief. Okay. This now brings in Alakazam. The issue with this Alakazam is that, like almost every Alakazam in the known freaking ROM hack universe is a Focus Sash Alakazam, so we can't simply Sucker Punch it. Good news is that this Alakazam knows Psychic, Aurora Sphere, or Aura Sphere, Shadow Ball, and Thunderbolt. So this is going Thunderbolt, because Thunderbolt is the most damage, which means we can go to Zygarde. And remember, Zygarde has that nice little Choice Scarf, right? That's why we're wearing the Choice Scarf, is because now Zygarde is going to outspeed Alakazam, break its Focus Sash with U-Turn. And what does he bait? What does Flygon bait from this Alakazam? Psychic. What takes no damage from a Psychic? You got it, Chief. Banette. Great. And now, oops, all berries. All right, this brings in Gallade. Glade cannot kill us with Leaf Blade, even with a critical hit. This does at most 222 damage, so long as we don't, you know... Oh, wait. Yeah. No, this is fine. So long as we don't trigger its Justified. It's faster than us, unfortunately, but Shadow Force does get the KO here. So all we got to do is Shadow Force now. Shadow Force. This has a scope lens, so that was a pretty good chance of critting, but it didn't because all my Pokemon, right? All my Pokemon have battle armor. Goodbye. Okay. Last is Hirafari. Not last. Next is Hirafahi. Guess who also dies to a Sucker Punch? Yeah, you're right. It's Hirafahi. Sorry, Hirafahi. We did need an expert belt for this, which is why we needed that. So Mimikyu kills Girafarig. So last is a surprise Snorlax here from Caitlin. Now, the thing about Snorlax is that Snorlax has Curse and Fire Punch, so we don't know what it's going for. This is the reason that Beheeyem is poisoned. Because if we come in on a Fire Punch and we get burned, that would be very bad. However, we also don't want to let it set up a Curse. So we need the Choice Band to ensure that we kill even if it goes for Curse. So it's either Curse to get +1 defense and we kill it anyways, or it goes Fire Punch, and even with a crit and the poison damage, we don't die, and then we kill with close combat. This is why this is the easiest. Sorry, buddy. Your curse ain't gonna do anything for you. I'm sorry, Snorlax. Get ready for one. Here we go. Here we go. Highlight viewers, this is for you. Ba, 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 ba. And that is the first of the Elite Four defeated. Unfortunately, that's also the easiest of the Elite Four defeated. One down, baby. Next up is going to be Shauntal. Did I just use 2 Pokemon? No, I used Flygon as well, I guess. All right, so this one is going to be... It's going to take a little bit of finagling depending on what happens against specifically the Banette. So, Shauntal leads with an extremely annoying Sableye. This Sableye is a huge pain in the ass. It has a really annoying moveset of Will-O-Wisp, Recover, Knockoff, and Shadow Punch. And it's so bulky. It's got 150 defense and special defense that, like, basically if you can't two-shot it, it can just recover. But it's also really annoying because it can use Will-O-Wisp. It can also use Knockoff to knock off your item. So what are we going to do? We're just going to absolutely eviscerate this thing with the strongest attack in the game. We're going to use Choice Specs Zap Cannon. Zap Cannon in this game is 140 base power recoil. So all we're going to do is we're going to hit it with a Zap Cannon. Sableye will almost certainly go for knockoff. Zap Cannon into Choice Specsless Zap Cannon is a 2-shot. Big damage. You attack. Oh, he just goes Will-O-Wisp. Interesting. That's okay. Is it? Should be fine. Yeah. It does mean that the facade stuff happens, but now we can just Zap Cannon again, and he's dead. Okay. So that's really nice to get out of the way. Thankfully, don't have to deal with him at all. So this is going to go Zangoose. Zangoose is now going to go close combat here. So this allows us to switch hard into Medicham on the close combat. And we have Choice Scarf here because unfortunately this Zangoose and my Medicham are exactly speed tied, 236. So in order to outspeed, we need to use the Choice Scarf here and kill with close combat. Okay. This brings in the tricky guy.
Can we agree that Jennifer Coolidge is worth starting a cult for? I even heard she has fans in Norwegia. Peak reference for those who knows.
Oh, sorry, I missed the ba. Anyways, okay, so Medicham is now at -1/-1. This should, we did not get crit, so this should always go for Shadow Force. This has a Power Herb Shadow Force, which is a little odd, a little spooky, but all we gotta do is go to Iron Hands here. Yep, he wastes his Power Herb, which is nice, because now anytime he does it, we just go back into Iron Hands. Now what we're going to do here is this is either going to Will-O-Wisp or it's going to Night Slash. One of the two, we'll find out which, and we're going to Encore. Will-O-Wisp, perfect. So now all we have to do let me double check. You've got Lumberry, Mimikyu. This has Iron Hand. Okay, so all we have to do is go back into Togedemaru. It should be encored for 3 turns. And let me just make sure I know where it's going. If we kill with Slacking, it's Gengar. If we kill with Kingler, it's Gengar. All we got to do is pivot to Banette to get that kill. Okay. Okay. So all we got to do is Togedemaru here. Mm-hmm. Oh, are you Will-O-Wisping? Poor bastard. Now we can Volt Switch. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, this has Prankster. What I'd love to do is be able to go to my Banette and Sucker Punch kill this. Although, actually... Wait. That was 2 turns. It should end Encore here, right? Flygon brings out Keckles, Lay Poof. Oh, no, we can just go Flygon. Hit me with the Will-O-Wisp. That's fine, buddy. That's fine. Now you're dead. So Flygon is now going to bring in Keckles. So Keckles in this game is normal ghost type with adaptability. So it hits real damn hard, but Crush Claw is its highest. All right, we're faster. It's 116. Yeah, it might go knockoff. I didn't think about that because it favors knocking off items. So I probably should have done no item on Flygon. But even if it knocks off here, that's not the end of the world because the Banette has the Citrus Berry. But I might just go Crush Claw. Hopefully it just goes Crush Claw. Let's go Crush Claw. Perfect. Good job, Mimikyu. Okay, so now all we got to do is Mimikyu Night Daze kills. Night Daze in this game is exactly like Zap Cannon, except for it's physical. It's 140 base power, physical with recoil. That kills the Ghost-type Kecleon, guaranteed. So, who does this bring in? Great question. Great question. Who does this bring in? Gengar. What happens to Gengar? I'll give you guys one guess what happens to Gengar. I'll give you one guess what happens to poor little old Gengar. Bap! All right, so last is Lunatone. Lunatone is Ghost Rock type in this game for some reason. And it has Solid Rock. So even with Night Daze, we don't kill this, unfortunately. But who does kill this is Kingler. So all we got to do is go to Kingla. Now, this could go for Calm Mind, or it could go for Shadow Ball. We don't know which one, unfortunately. It went for Protect. So now Meteor Mash kills, but it's risky. So instead, we're just going to use Waterfall or Iron Head, whatever. Doesn't really matter because this can't do anything to us. It can Calm Mind, it can Shadow Ball. This is what? This is a 75% chance to kill. We didn't get it, but it's fine. It's fine because all it does is Calm Mind. All right, that is Shauntal defeated. Sorry, hold on. I got a little too excited. Just wait for the leftovers. It's probably going to Protect. It's fine. Just come on. Come on. It's probably going to Protect. It didn't even Protect. Shauntal was like, I'm not going to waste your time. We're just going to go down here. Good. I like to see it. That is Shauntal defeated. 2 to go. These next 2 are where things get a little scary. Those 2 were super easy. These next 2, not as much. Grimsley has a couple of really, really scary Pokemon. All right. So Grimsley leads with a Weavile with Focus Sash. We're leading with our Kingler that has a Choppleberry. This is so that Low Sweep cannot crit kill. Okay? That's the only reason. This has Focus Sash, so there's no way to 2-shot this or anything, to 1-shot this. We're just going to use Iron Head to bring it down 2 Sash. Low Sweep, our Choppleberry, after the animation activates, so that we never get crit killed here. So we don't have to dodge this crit. Oh, we did. Okay. We Iron Head, bring this down to Sash. Okay. Sash gets triggered. Unfortunately, we are now dead to potentially even a non-critical hit. So we are hard switching to Mimikyu on the Low Sweep. Okay. And now this is baiting Feint Attack. So all we got to do is kill it with Sucker Punch. Bye. Okay. This brings out Tyranitar. Tyranitar does not have Sandstream. It has Intimidate. Kind of weird. This thing also has a Choppleberry. This is going, this could go Dragon Dance, or it could go Stone Edge. One of the two. The issue that we have here is my Medicham, because we are 2 attack IVs, almost minimum attack IV'd Medicham, 2 attack IVs, and bold nature, so minus attack natured. There is one roll that close combat does not kill Tyranitar because of Choppleberry, which would be very bad. That would be very, very bad because then Tyranitar would kill. So instead, I was like, okay, you know what? I might just risk that, right? I'm just gonna risk it. It's 1 in 16. It's like dodging a crit minus the chance of getting a crit myself, plus potential changes if it Dragon Dances or whatever. So it wasn't exactly a crit. But then I realized that there's a way around this. All we gotta do is fling a King's Rock at Tyranitar. With Intimidate, this is like a 10 base power move. It does nothing, but it is just enough to ensure that now we guarantee the kill with close combat. So we do not have to risk anything. We simply go to Behemoth. We are Choice Scarf, and this Tyranitar is actually quite slow. So even if it Dragon Dances, we don't even need the Choice Scarf to dodge the Dragon Dance. Like, we don't actually need the Choice Scarf for this to matter, but it did Choice Scarf, so that's great. We took no damage with Behemoth. Close Clizzy number 3 of the Elite Four coming in hot. Ready? Bah, 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 bah. Choppleberry's fine. We are unbelievably busted, so this kills anyways. With that tiny chip, it's a guaranteed kill. Perfect. Okay, and because we are still at max HP, it's actually kind of cool. Well, I mean, actually, I kind of would have preferred to take damage if I'm being honest, because this now goes Crobat. We actually outspeed here, but obviously we're locked into close combat. So what we're doing instead is we are switching into Togedemaru. Okay. This Crobat knows Crunch, Wing Attack, Cross Poison, and Aura Sphere. It also has a Scope Lens, and it has the ability Sniper. For those of you who don't know, in Gen 5, Sniper means that critical hits do triple damage. What we want to happen here is we want to come in on a quad-resisted Wing Attack on Togedemaru, and then using our Chople Berry, we're going to slow Volt Switch out, okay? The issue is that if both of those crit and high roll, even though we quad resist Wing Attack and we take half damage from Chople Berry because of Sniper, if they both crit and both high roll, then Magnezone dies, which would be very, very sad. It would not be the end of the world, but it would be very, very sad. Simply don't crit, man. Don't crit, man. Simply don't crit. Simply don't crit. That's a crit. That's one. Okay, just to be completely clear, chat, it's not 50% chance to crit. No, it's like 25%. That was kind of a high roll, but Crobat now only kills with Aura Sphere on 2 high crit rolls. Okay, Togedemaru, I need you to live this, buddy. 2 high crit rolls. Please. I crit, too. Insane. All right, I actually have to figure this out now. I gotta see what comes out here. So originally what we were gonna do is that was not supposed to crit kill, but we were gonna go to Beheeyem. Yeah, and Beheeyem was going to outspeed, kill the Crobat, but now we can just go into Zygarde, who is going to chain 2 kills here, because this brings out Muck, and with our Expert Belt attached, Earthquake kills Muck. Thank you, Adamant's Flagon. You may be a special attacker in this game, but Muck has low defense, so we take advantage of that. This brings in Grumpig, and we can actually just chain another kill here because Grumpig is Psychic Dark type and also has relatively low defense. So all we do is U-turn, and this actually guarantees the kill. Just barely. Just barely. It's literally 100 to 118%. So a low roll just exactly kills Grumpig. The reason that we had to do this fling stuff and everything and put the Choice Scarf onto the Medicham is because now he can just come in and he outspeeds Karen's last Pokemon, or Grimsley's last Pokemon, which is Houndoom. And then close combat kill. Why do I always forget these things have Intimidate? Wait, hold on. I'm just kidding. Ba, 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 ba. All right. Focus Sash, yeah. That's good. One more, and it's freaking Marshal. So, Marshal's first Pokemon is a Swampert. Swampert has a Rindo Berry, but that doesn't matter. This is one of the Pokemon that we can't simply guarantee a kill with close combat. At one point, I thought about just risking it because it's like an 87.5% roll, but that would be very bad. That would be pretty stupid. That's a pretty stupid risk. So instead, we're going to U-turn for some chip. Swampert is always going Ice Hammer here. True story. But now that doesn't do much to Beheeyem, but we don't want to get frozen, obviously, right? So we're going to go to Iron Hands instead. Yep. And Iron Hands, because he is a normal type, does not bait Earthquake, but instead baits Hammer Arm. So this now ensures a guaranteed safe switch to Beheeyem on the Hammer Arm. Now we can start chaining kills like it's nobody's business. Step numero uno. Close combat kills the Swampert. Ba, 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 ba. All right. This brings in Steel-type Kingler. So here we go. Ba, 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 ba. Kingler dead. Now this brings in Steel-type Steelix. Here we go. Believe it or not, with Choice Band, even with one of the lowest possible attack stats that this Metachamp could have, close combat's a guaranteed. Ba, 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 ba. Woo! All right. This brings in Camerupt. And unfortunately, close combat is only at 37.5% chance to kill. So sadly, Medichamp's probably going to die here. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to sacrifice him because I care about my trainers or my Pokemon. It's almost inarguably the correct thing to do. I don't care. I'm not going to do it. So, what we're going to do instead is switch out. There's a couple issues here. Essentially, what we want to do is we want to get the Kingler in, but there's a couple issues with this. So depending on what happens, we may need to make some risky plays. But essentially, this Camerupt should basically be going for random moves, right? We're at -3. So it could go Flamethrower, could go Rock Head, Rock Slide, could go Earth Power, could go Iron Head. We're hoping it doesn't go Flamethrower. Oh, wait. What do I need to do? All right. And this is Sheer Force, so it can't burn Flygon. For a second, I was confused. But we're basically going to go into Flygon. The issue with this is that if it random moves Earth Power instead of one of the other moves, then it's going to trigger Flygon's Levitate ability, which means that it's probably going to cause Camerupt to go for a random move, which could be quite bad against Cloth. But what we need it to do is we need it to go for literally anything other than Earth Power. Okay? As we go to Zygarde. Perfect! Excellent! A crit, not so much. But that's whatever. Fine. F you. I don't care. Okay. But this makes things much, much easier. So there's a bug in Gen 5 where if an ability activates in battle, the AI thinks that your Pokemon, every Pokemon, has that ability until another ability gets activated. So if Flygon's Levitate ability had gone off, it would think that all of my Pokemon have Levitate, which would be bad later down this line, but because he didn't do that, we're completely fine. This is completely safe. And the other thing about when an ability gets activated like that, it causes the AI to get a little f***y and go for random moves. So Camera Up should always be going for Iron Head here. Unfortunately, if it had triggered Levitate and Levitate had been stored, I'm pretty sure it would have gone for random move, and a Flamethrower would have been pretty bad if that had crit into my Kingler. But now on Iron Head, we should be able to pretty safely go to Cloth here. Yep, Iron Head. Perfect. We love to see it. That does nothing. We quad resist that. And now Cloth is faster than the slow-ass Camel, so we're going to kill him with a Waterfall. Bye, Camera Up. This does have a Pasho Berry, but we are a Life Orb, Sheer Force, almost max attack Kingler. So this just devastates this Camera Up. Just absolutely just eviscerates the Camera Up. Pasho Berry and all. Goodbye, Camera Up. See ya never. Have fun. This brings in Cradley. Unfortunately, Cradley dies to a Sheer Force Iron Head because Cloth is a god. A god. Bye, Cradley. All right. Last Pokemon of the Elite Four, poetically, is Flygon. So again, remember how I said the whole thing about if it had stored us as having a ground immunity via Levitate, that would have been an issue. It's because of this turn right here. If it had triggered Flygon's Levitate, this Flygon would see that Cloth has Levitate as well, so it wouldn't go for Earth Power. It would instead, I'm pretty sure, go for a random move. And if it went for a Dragon-type move, it would make the switch that we're about to do very bad. So if that had happened, we probably would have had to sack something to ensure that we can win. But because this is now always going Earth Power, it's got Bug Buzz, Flamethrower, Dragon Pulse, Earth Power. Nothing else kills besides Earth Power. Earth Power kills. So all we got to do is we got to go to our Scarfed Up Gone. With Scarf, we outspeed Spider-Man meme, Flygon, Flygon, Flygon v Flygon, Flygon v Flygon. We are Adamant Natured. We've been lamenting the Adamant Nature because Flygon has 130 special attack in this game, but 110 attack in this game. So we were like, darn it, it's Adamant. That sucks because minus special attack. We can't abuse our super high special attack. Well, guess what? We can outspeed and one-shot Mr. Gone with an Outrage. We are the best, Flygon. I am the greatest Nuzlocker in the world. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's a joke. Flygon's dead. That's the Elite Four defeated, deathless. 3 Flygons, 1 dies, 2 down. I forgot that we don't have normal chatters in here. When I say that, that's a total joke. I love this scene. There's one specific cute little detail I like about this scene. I've pointed it out on Twitter before, but I don't think people really appreciate it. So when they all come together, boom, boom, they're all coming together. They're all coming together, boom. Look at, zoom in on your screen on Bryson and Drayden. They're holding hands. It's so cute. They're holding hands. Nobody else is holding hands except for Bryson and Drayden. They're holding hands. They're best friends. All right. We do gotta completely redo our entire team. Because, guys, these 6 Pokemon, they've worked their asses off. So we're bringing in the Suicide Squad. We got Goodra, the Dragonite. We got Lechonk, the Mamoswine. We got Bellibolt, the Electivire. We got Snivy, the Sceptile. This is our starter. Also bold, minus attack. We got Ducklet, the Magmortar, the most recent addition to the team. And we got our leader of the Suicide Squad, Togedemaru. Hot off a victory against the Elite Four. Come back to lead these 5 unlikely heroes to victory. But hold on. We already have a Zekrom. We have a Plusle named Zekrom. So, what gives? Are you saying we can catch a Zekrom here? Nah. Was it buffed? I think Unknown was buffed, yeah. Bring Unknown into the final fight if real. Honestly, if I could equip an item to it, it essentially serves the same purpose as Magmortar, not to spoil things. We will name him Exodia! Exodia! Obliterate! All right. Step 1. All right, Team Plasma N has 6 Mons. He's got 2 that are annoying. This is not one of them because we lead with Choice Scarf Dragonite, who simply kills with a fly. Fly is 100% accurate in this game, I think. Also, it did not click Leaf Storm, so that theory that we had Gongus is... Yeah, anyways, it's dead. So, it actually didn't go for Earth Power either. All right, this is for Alligator. Now, this Goodra has multi-scale. Multi-scale is a little weird because it causes some interesting AI quirks. So hopefully the multi-scale AI doesn't do anything messy, and this for Alligator always goes for Ice Fang. That's what we're hoping. We're hoping it goes for Ice Fang so that we can go to the Chunkster. Thick Fat can't be frozen because it's an ice type. Perfect switch here on this Ice Fang. Assuming it's Ice Fang. Great. Not just great. Fantastic. All right, this for Alligator is a slow boy. He is brave-natured. We are choice banded. So, goodbye for Alligator. Also for Alligator's dark type in this game. So, as I said previously, goodbye for Alligator. Superpower with the kill, baby. We are at 233. This brings in Blaziken. This Blaziken is not speed boost. This Blaziken is sheer force. So it's either going to go Blaze Click. Oh, not Blaze Click. It's going to go Blaze Kick, or it's going to go Super Power. Either way, this doesn't do anything to our multi-scale Goodra. It is Life Orb, so it actually does, like, not nothing. Like, if we had our multi-scale broken, a crit would kill, because this is going to do, like, 20%. Like, that's f***ing crazy damage. We resisted that, dude. Anyways, we're faster now, so we just fly and kill this again. Choice Scarf. Go, Choice Scarf, go, Choice Scarf, go, Choice Scarf, go! A nice Brave Bird, nerd. All right. This brings out Friend of the Pod Dragonite. And here's where things get a little fun again. A little fun. This is going Draco Meteor, or theoretically it should be going Draco Meteor, because it sees a kill with Draco Meteor, so one would assume it's going Draco Meteor. Draco Meteor, like everything else, has been changed from dropping stats into recoil. So this is a Draco Meteor that's going to do recoil. The nice thing about that is that it's going to break this Dragonite's multi-scale. So Dragonite will no longer have multi-scale. This also has a Yachi Berry, which makes this a little tricky to deal with. But we're going to go to Togedemaru here, okay? Togedemaru is one of, like, 3 Pokemon that we have that resists Dragon-type moves, because we only have 3 Steel types, and there's no Fairy types in this game. Draco Meteor is going to hurt here. And if it crits, that's going to really suck, because it means that this Togedemaru is probably dead. But, good. Okay, he's not dead. That's great, because now what we can do is we can slow Volt Switch out. This is going to go Fire Blast. We don't care, though, because we have the Occa Berry. A high roll crit will kill But again, Togedemaru is the leader of the Suicide Squad. We're risking him. So Togedemaru, just don't get high roll crit by Fire Blast. Okay, buddy? Okay, buddy? Don't get crit. Just don't get crit. Just don't get crit. Don't get high roll crit. It's fine. It's going to be totally fine, buddy. Good job. Good job. Togedemaru lives to see another day. Remains to be seen if he lives to see the sunset. We'll see. All right, this lets us go into Septile. Now that this is broken, that this old multi-scale's broken, we're not even going to waste time faking out. We're just going to dual chop kill this sucker. Sucker's dead. Bro is dead. Sceptile, you've been with us from the beginning. You are our very first Pokemon. But sadly, Sceptile, I cannot take you to the end. This slacking is simply too overpowered. This slacking is not Truant. It's not Slow Start. It is Guts. I had a solution to this slacking. The slacking has Double Edge, which just hits disgustingly off of 160 attack. It's got Double Edge, Fire Punch, Crunch, and Iron Head. I had a way to deal with this slacking by using Banette, right? We're immune to his Double Edges, but unfortunately slacking is faster than Banette, and it has Iron Head, and it's random move between Fire Punch, Crunch, and Iron Head. And if it hit Iron Head and it flinched before we were able to, what we were going to do is trick a lagging tail onto this slacking and get his leftovers. That would have been sick, right? But we can't do it because if it had flinched, we probably would have wiped. So instead, Snivy, my goat, my king, he has to take one for the team. He's fast enough for low sweep to hit this guy, drop his speed, and that's all there is left to it say. F's in chat for Snivy, our starter, a hero through and through throughout this game. There's no way he can survive this. Gone, never forgotten. Sorry, Snivy. I didn't want to do it, but slacking left me with no other choice. But now that he's slower, we can go to Bellabolt, and now we Zap Cannon for the kill. We got Life Orb, Zap Cannon that destroys slacking, which means there's one Pokemon of ends left. One Pokemon, and this Pokemon's pretty tricky because it is a Ditto. It is a Focus Sash Ditto. However, this just copied Bellibolt, who, as you can see, only has electric-type attacks. So now, all we gotta do is go to Lechonk and take the kill. Bum 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 bum. It's just, the Ditto can add all sorts of variability, so you need a really, really good play-in for this. And this was my plan. It's really hard to bait it out any earlier, and finding a thing that kills slacking is extremely difficult. I hated it, but we did what we had to do. Sceptile dead, but never forgotten. Now he is going to get healed before our fight with Ghetsis here. We can't use him. So Sceptile dead. It's a 5v6 against Ghetsis. All right, 5v6. So this leads with a Gengar. This one has Shadow Tag, and it also has Focus Sash, which is pretty scary. The good news is that this baits Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball can't kill Dragonite. Dragonite outspeeds with our Choice Scarf. All we got to do is hit this with 2 Dragon Claws. Okay. If this Shadow Ball crits, things get a little scary. I would love it if this didn't crit. It did not crit. Okay, that makes things much easier, and I will explain why. But Gengar's dead. Okay. This makes things much easier, and it probably saved the lives of a couple of our Mons. So this brings in Metagross next. The issue is if that had crit, Metagross would have seen a kill with Meteor Mash and Ice Punch. However, because it did not crit, Meteor Mash does not kill Goodra, and it only ever goes Ice Punch, rather. So, we are perfectly safe to go to Lechonk. Had that crit, we would have had to go to Ducklet and sack Ducklet so that we could bring in Lechonk for free. But because we can just go Lechonk, Ducklet lives for now. Lechonk comes out. We are Choice Banded. Ice Beam can't freeze here. This has no prio. This still does a decent amount despite us resisting it. Okay, crit. So all we got to do, Earthquake kills Metagross. All right. Oh. This brings in Armaldo. This Armaldo is a bit annoying. It has a Babiri Berry, it has Superpower, it has Stone Edge, it has Mega Horn, it has Aqua Tail. On us, it is going Stone Edge because, or it's going Superpower because it sees the kill with Superpower. So remember what I said about Ducklet surviving? Well, now Ducklet does not survive. We go to Ducklet. Ducklet eats the Superpower. If it doesn't crit. But you know what, Ducklet? What you can do... Actually, I don't even know if you should do that. Thank you for your service, Ducklet. Blast Burn kills this, but actually what I don't want to do, because next up is going to be Dragon... Gyarados, and I don't actually want this setting up Dragon Dance if it can do that on a turn that we recharge. Oh no, Blast Burn is recoil in this game, yeah? Blast Burn is recoil? Alright, we'll let him take this kill. I actually don't know if this kills. Alright, here, you can have a kill. You know what? You can have... Yes, you can have a kill. You can have a kill, Ducklet. Godspeed, buddy. Godspeed. Give him hell. I'll give you a fighting chance here, Ducklet. All right, this brings in Gyarados. Actually, you know what, Duck? You know, you can save Smokescreen. It's faster. Goodbye, Ducklet. It was always you were always gonna die, buddy. You were always gonna die. You were always gonna die. Remember, Sceptile's dead. Alright, but now what we can do here... Uh-oh, Moxie. Anything but Moxie. Not Zap Cannon. This has Wakan Berry, but we are Life Orb. Zap Cannon does 153% to this. It's kind of better to go Thunderbolt here. But sadly, this one hurts more than Ducklet. I don't care about Ducklet dying. I care about Bellabolt dying. Unfortunately, we have no way to save Bellabolt here. Because Bellabolt is locked in with Arena Trap. We can't do anything. We can't. There's nothing I can do here. It's got Arena Trap. Bellabolt, you were incredible against Bryson. You were amazing against Skyla. Absolutely amazing. I don't like having to do this. But do this I must. And must this I do. Rest in peace, Bellabolt. Rest in peace. F's in chat for Bellabolt. But. Doug Trio down. We can go to Lechonk. And Lechonk has Ice Shard with Choice Band. Kills Doug Trio before it can do any more damage. There's 2 Pokemon left. Oh, no, just kidding. There's 1 Pokemon left. One more Pokemon. One more Pokemon. What could it be? What could the last Pokemon be? It's Rayquaza. Unfortunately, this has a Yachi Berry, so we cannot kill this either. And unfortunately, I do have to make one more sack here with Draco Meteor so that I can get the safe switch into Goodra, who kills. Oh, wait, actually, can I save this by going to Magnezone? I can save Lechonk's life by risking Togedemaru to a crit. I feel like I gots to. That's what Togedemaru would want, yeah? Or we could mad throw an Ice Shard and hope it crits. Yeah, Togi D does dodge these. You're so right. Let's do it. Let's freaking do it. All right, Togi D. You got it, buddy. You're going to save your friend Lechonk. You're going to save your friend Lechonk, Magnezone. You're going to save him from being another victim of the Suicide Squad. Just don't get crit here. Now one more crit. We survive. Oh, wait, actually, we don't have the Akka Berry anymore, so we die here. But can we go to Goodra? If we get burned, it's not a wipe because I can still outspeed. Let me just make sure. This might be throwing. Did I throw? No, I haven't thrown yet. But if I switch to Rayquaza, I'm just worried about extreme speed. Extreme speed does 107. So we're at 234. I can't do it. I can't save him. Because extreme speed will kill if we get crit burned. And then we would lose. Alright, Lechonk. Actually, you are gonna die. Sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, buddy. Never mind. R.I.P. Lechonk. I thought I could do it. I thought I could save you. But I can't. I simply can't. Goodbye, Lechonk. Goodbye, buddy. Godspeed. That was stupid. I should have given him... I should have let him try and get the crit. I should have tried to get him get the crit. Blah, 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 blah. But now, with an outrage, Choice Scarf, outrage. Goodbye, Rayquaza. And that right there is Vintage White defeated. Attempt 1. Attempt 1. Vintage White defeated. This was a fun game.